Tiana. Oh, it's so wonderful to see you. You were so gorgeous.
Oh, well, thank you. You look beautiful as well.
Thank you. Oh, what have you been up to lately?
Oh, just creating some new recipes, coming up with some new things from our restaurant.
Oh.
There's always some new menu items to add.
Oh, I'm sure they're amazing. You have the most amazing restaurant ever.
Well, thank you.
I have some quick questions for you.
Yes, of course.
If you could be a part of any other princess's story, like actually go into their story, whose would it be?
That's a great question. I'd have to think about it, but probably my good friend Cinderella.
Oh,
she also loves to cook.
That's true.
And I think that she needed to be a bit more appreciated by her sisters because she was a great cook at that.
That's true. She definitely should have been more appreciated by them. She did so much for them.
I agree.
Oh my gosh.
It's also lovely having a fairy godmother by your side.
That's true. Oh my gosh. And if you could ask anything from the fairy godmother, what would you want to have from her?
Oh, that's a good question. Maybe a color-changing dress.
Oh, that'd be so beautiful.
Yes. Oh, well, thank you.
Hi, Cinderella. Oh, it's so wonderful to see you.
It is always a dream to see you. You look so beautiful today, as always, my friend. Thank you very
just gorgeous.
You're so very kind. My fairy godmother, she never misses any of the details, you see?
Yes.
She's just so very kind.
So beautiful. Oh my goodness, I love it. I do have some quick questions for you today. So, I know that you have so many different friends here and so many different stories to choose from, but if you had to choose one to actually go into, any princess story, whose would it be?
That's a wonderful question. I always read Ariel's story to Jack and Gus almost every single evening, and I'm trying to teach them how to swim with Ariel's help, of course. I've sewn them little floaties, so we're going for a swim lesson.
That's so cute.
I always think it would be nice to have glass flippers for a change.
Perfect. I think that'd be so much fun.
I think so too. You'll have to join us.
Oh, I absolutely would love to. And where would you guys what story would you want to go into if you could go into another story?
Well, the tales of Flynn Rider, I've heard so much about.
Some say I'm in that story already.
Eugene.
Or at least I've been.
Well, you did take your name from it.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. It's going to sound incredibly self-indulgent, but I'm very particularly fond of ours already.
Yeah.
I don't know. I
don't think
can't say
I'd trade
I'm
it for
eager
anything.
to trade into anybody else.
No.
I feel like we have it pretty good.
I feel like
You do have an amazing story.
We do.
every
Thank
day's
you.
kind of the best day
agree.
ever at
It
this
really is.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. You guys definitely have one of the best stories of all.
point.
Dare I say the very best? But obviously I'm biased. It's my story. Our story.
That's true. And
Our
there's a story that you told. That became our story.
Yeah.
And what would you say are the most important lessons that you learned in your story?
Oh, there's a lot of great things I've learned out throughout my life.
Check your corners when you walk in a room. That was my biggest takeaway.
Oh, always
love it.
follow your dream. You never know where it might lead.
That's right.
Sometimes it's somewhere new.
That's true.
Listen to her. She is better.
Quick question.
Absolutely anything.
If you could jump into any other story or take the magic carpet into any other story, where would it be? Or kingdom?
On a hot day like today, one of my favorite kingdoms to visit is Moana's.
Oh.
No better place to swim.
Yeah, I like that. What would you love to do there in her island?
I would love to see all the wildlife, maybe go for a little bit of carpet surfing. You never know what
That's
you might
amazing.
find.
Oh.
Recently we've taken to racing around the Eiffel Tower and back to Agrabah.
Wow.
It's a good goalpost.
That's awesome. That'd be so cool to see that.
Tough to beat this guy, though.
Definitely.
So far, the record is about 360-0.
Wow. That's epic.
Yeah.
You're really
putting
awesome.
in the work, though.
Definitely.
He's great.
That's really awesome. What story would you like to be in if you could go into another story?
A story?
Any story, be a part of that story.
Probably Bug's Life.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's a good one. I didn't even think
because
about
then I'd be
that.
the size of Tinkerbell.
Oh, I like that. That's
Yes.
a really good one. I never would have thought about that.
Yeah, I think that one. And then we could also play with all the bugs, and
That's
they could
okay.
teach us how to do all kind of different bug stuff.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Is this haunted room actually stretching? Or is it your imagination? Find a way out. Of course, there's always my way.
goblins and ghoulies from last Halloween. Awaken the spirits with your tambourine. Crazies and crawlies, toads and puns. Let there be music from regions beyond.
Now don't close your eyes and don't try to hide. For a silly spook may sit by your side. Shrouded in a death disguise, they pretend to terrorize. Remember those ones of their lives. Return to the
Be sure to bring your never so you can get